legal occupation is a professional occupation. And whenever it is a professional occupation, one should be a very professional in respect of all the different type of skills, right? But as far as the law profession is concerned, to me, a non-law subject teacher, I feel that you should have 9 different type of these skills if you want to be a successful in your profession. Which are these particular skills? First one is a communication skill. Whatever may be a language, Marathi, English, Hindi, or any foreign language, because we are very close to the globe now. So communication skills. You must have a collaboration skills. Unless you collaborate individually, you can't lead. And not only that, but co-creation, co-creative skills are also essential. You are working with your seniors, you are working with your competitors, you are working in front of judges, as well as you are representing the society also. And therefore, co-creation skills also plays very significant role. What matters more in the legal profession is that of a drafting skills, legal drafting. Then the presentation skills also occupy the significant position. Listening skills. Whenever you are presenting a particular case, you have to listen also properly. You have to refer the different types of the skills. Unless you are having good listening skills, you are not going to be a good presenter. So presentation skills you will learn after listening. So keep patience, listen more, think, develop your creative minds, and then only you will be much more confident in your profession. Now, since we are in digitalization, then digital skills matters more. You should be much more accustomed with, which is called as the computers, laptops, and the most important is that smartphones, which is called as your Mata Pita Guru. Now, all the youngsters, before referring the text, before referring the any journal, they refer the Google Mata. And then whatever this Google Mata is there, I should not say like this. You get the information, you get lot of information, but you need screening skills. You have to screen the information, convert it in the form of your own area, and then only this particular presentation will help you. But please remember, many times, whatever basic knowledge we get, it is only from the text, references, legal journals, and referring the cases. You to be very smart enough to understand what are the different types of the amendments which are taking place and what is going on at different courts. I am not talking about the session court at all, but even in high courts, even in Supreme Court, how the winds are flying, how the opinions have been presented. And apart from digital, you require management skills. You have to manage the people. Now, management is having very different shades. Managing things means in a good way, not in a for short-term objectives or winning your case, you have to manage so many people. No. That will give you a short-term gain, but long-term pain will be there. Because if you want to succeed in your occupation, then a very deliberate, honest efforts are required. Then situational skills. We say that the management is a situational science. Even legal profession also requires the understanding of the situation.
It was rightly mentioned by dignitary, learned judge of Mocha Court, that this judiciary, this police, the prosecutors, the defense lawyers, all are interdependent. The investigation, the prosecution, defending the accused persons, and finally imparting the judgment are entirely interdependent. If one is weak, the other may not be able to infer or construe or reach to the right conclusion. As Daniel Drew has rightly quoted, who was unnecessarily sent behind the bars for 14 years. And when he came out, he said, law is like a cobweb. It only catches small insects and bumblebees. But the big piece easily torn it apart and passes. Why? Because there is no ethical standard fixed. There is no coordination between all these stakeholders of criminal justice system, and there is no any system of coordinating among them all. So this Judicare is really a true care to answer this anomaly, this problem. So neither only changing laws will suffice, nor only educating the lawyers will suffice. Therefore, this is a welcome step by Advocate Rohit Kumar ji and Advocate Lohia ji, who has involved all the stakeholders for this noble purpose. This is the demand of the time, to train everyone for their roles and to make them understand how to coordinate with other limbs of the criminal justice system. In this global society, the things are changing at very fast pace. The new laws are being introduced. The laws are or may be very cumbersome, very difficult to understand, and you have to address all of them. And this is why continuous training, continuous teaching of procedures and laws are very, very important. A little bit of mistake will ruin the whole case, and the criminal will not be brought to the book, and the victim will not be imparted with the rightful justice. Sometimes I am aghast by the very little knowledge of lawyers who have practiced for 5 or 10 years. When they come for some issue or for their clients to a police officer, they are even not aware of the police angle as well. I have interviewed many for law officers as well. And I found that after so many years of practice, they are not aware of the nuances of the law on which they are practicing, the specific law they are practicing. This is very surprising because they are not delving deep into the riches of what are the intercases and what are the outcomes and what is the impact it is going to have on the society, on the mindset of the common people who believe that rule of the law is the paramount thing in a democratic country. Once you realize that why you are into law or legal profession, once you realize why you are there, why a police officer is there, why a legal officer is there, why a judicial officer is there, once you realize that, why, it is very much important to realize what is your character, means what is your passion and what is your positive aspect on that subject. The another thing is how much you practice, how much you prepare for the things. That is called cut. And then third is the color. Color is not how you look, but how is your people's skill, how you behave with the people, how you interact with the people, how you, what Mr. Sirode Sahab was telling, what is your interpersonal skill. It is the knowledge, it is the wisdom, it is the new tools which you must know. This is not the color. And the final is the clarity, which is the purpose. So why you are here, if you realize that, if your purpose is clear, everything is clear. A diamond is a piece of stone is valued by these things. But I believe the first thing is why. If you know why, everything you can achieve. Even you have no passion, you can inculcate passion. If you have no practice, you can practice at different stages of life. Even if you have no people skill, you can develop the people skill. But the purpose is very important. And I believe this Judicare is meant for the same purpose, to realize, to instill and imbibe in all the stakeholders of this country the purpose to be in criminal justice system. I don't know the protocols, I know of the courts, the protocols of a police station also I know, the protocol of a defense lawyer, the protocol of a prosecutor also I know. But I have never seen a book that what should be the ethical practice of a defense lawyer, what should be the ethical practice of a prosecutor, what should be the ethical practice of a judicial officer, what should be the ethical practice of a police officer is nowhere written. Many a times, defense lawyer give the inputs to a criminal how to commit or how to save himself in furtherance of his crime. It is not his duty. His duty is to be the privy of the knowledge of a crime which he is having, but not to suggest him to further do the crime, further commit crime. Similarly, a prosecutor is not needed to tell others how to fabricate others, how to conspire against anyone. And similarly, it is the same case with the police officers. I'm giving some few extra examples, but that is what is happening. The law is for whom? The law is for the people. The government is for whom? The government is for the people. And government is in which form? Government in police, government in bureaucracy, government in judiciary, government in prosecution. So, are we shouldering our responsibility as the representative of the government? Are we envisioning that what should be the future of this society or this country, and how every people of this nation should believe on the rule of law, and they are having full faith on the rule of the law or the equality before law. If they are not having the full faith, it means we are lacking, we are breaching the contract. I think this bridge which Advocate Kumar and Advocate Rohit Kumar, I know, and Advocate Lohia are trying to create a bridge, एक सेतु बनाना चाहते हैं, और इस सेतु में हम सब की भूमिका बराबर है. किसी ने भी इस सेतु को बनाने में अगर कमी रखी तो इस देश की में जितना पोटेंशियल है, जितनी क्षमता है, जितने संसाधन है, उतनी ही समस्याएं भी है. If the manpower is strength, manpower is also weakness. If it is not transformed into manpower. If resources are good for the development of the country, the greedy exploitation of the resources would lead to be a ghost areas or polluted areas all over the country. So let us take a place to make it a better place to live in and make our country proud that we are the people of India who have taken a place that this country would always be ruled by the law. Thank you. Jai Hind.
It gives me immense pleasure to be with all of you this afternoon for the inaugural function of this Judicare Academy. I've gone through the brochure, and the brochure in fact tells us that this endeavor by both of our young advocate friends is definitely very good, and it would definitely help the law students, the lawyers, police officers, and all who are concerned with the legal system and the legal fraternity. Maintaining the rule of law is very important in a democratic society, and everyone has to do their duty properly, may it be the investigating agency, the prosecution, the defense, or the judiciary. All young friends should understand one thing, that in our society, it is the rule of law which prevails, and therefore whatever contribution we can do for the rule of law, it is very important. Now, so far as junior advocates is concerned, it is true that there is a gap between the theoretical knowledge and the actual practice. And it is our endeavor to see how to bridge this gap between the theoretical knowledge which we get in the law colleges and law schools and the practical approach when you enter the profession. During our days, we never had these moot court competitions, we never had court visits, we never knew anything until we entered the chamber of our seniors. Even the application for adjournment, we got to learn it in the chamber of our seniors. So we never had any practical knowledge at all. That is changed to some extent because of this 5-year law course and these new initiatives which are taken so far as the legal the law colleges are concerned. But even then, there is a big bridge, a big gap, and that needs to be taken care of. In fact, our legal education should be on the same platform as the medical education. Only then we will get new young advocates who are confident from the first day when they enter in the profession. A judicial mind is required to become a good judge. That after entering the legal profession, many of them get frustrated because they don't have the adequate knowledge and they opt out of the profession. And now there are so many avenues open in a legal profession. During our days, there was only civil law, criminal law, at the most labor and cooperative law. But now, so many avenues are open to young lawyers. As you know, cyber laws are there, forensic laws, commercial laws, environment laws, so many laws are there. You need not be a practicing lawyer also. You can be a non-practicing lawyer and still you can earn a name and fame as well as money. So there are law firms, so many law firms, then commercial law is there, corporate law is there, various companies require lawyers, and therefore there is no dearth of work for a legal profession. There are 3 H's which you should follow if you enter the legal profession. First is hard work. As I told you, there is no substitute for hard work. Second is honesty. Be honest to your profession. Be honest to the judge. Be honest to your adversary, the prosecutor if you are a defense counsel. Be honest to your own client. And more importantly, be honest to yourself. So honesty is a great virtue which will be of great help to you in the profession and in life as well. And the third H is humility. Be humble. Humility is a great virtue. As Krishna Prakashji rightly said, that the prosecution has to do its duty, the defense counsel has to do its duty, and the judge has to do his duty. A famous British author, Earl Joyce, he has written this. He says that it is the duty of the prosecutor to assist the court by placing the correct facts before the court. It is not his duty to mere seek a conviction, no. It is his duty to assist the court in the proper manner so that the court comes to the correct conclusion. And it is the duty of the defense lawyer to try by every ethical and legitimate means to try his client's acquittal. Of course, it is his duty to try acquittal, but there is a rider by every ethical and legitimate means. That is what Krishna Prakashji was saying. Ethics, where are the ethics gone? And therefore, we have also tried to inculcate into these young lawyers that professional ethics are very important. How to behave with your seniors, respect your seniors, how to behave with your brother and sister advocates and your clients. And therefore, I am very happy that is Judicare Academy, is going to look into all these aspects. And they are also going to see as to how the police officers are trained. They are going to see how the junior advocates are trained in professional ethics. The police officers also need training, in my opinion, because it is they who carry out the investigation. If the investigations are proper, if the investigation is properly done, only then the conviction can be secured. Only then the proper judgment can be given by the courts. You may appoint any good advocate as a public prosecutor, but if the investigation itself is faulty and the investigation is not properly done, the best of the lawyers, the best of the advocates cannot do anything because nobody can go beyond the papers. Public sympathy is one thing, even in cases where very heinous crimes have been committed, only because of public sympathy you cannot get a conviction. No. There has to be proper investigation, and that is why the police officers should be trained properly. I have come across so many police officers, even inspectors, DYSPs, who don't know the difference between a session judge and a magistrate. They call everybody a magistrate. That is not so. Therefore, it's my humble opinion that all police officers should also be given training of law. Compulsorily, they should do the law course. Otherwise, if the investigation is not properly done, how can the rule of law exist in our society? And therefore, police officers also require training. And therefore, this is a very good endeavor by Judicare to also train the police officers, young lawyers, law students, and therefore I am sure that this Judicare Academy will be of great help to all concerned so far as the legal profession is concerned, and therefore I congratulate them for starting this great initiative, and I would definitely be there for any help if they require from me. I'll be there. I'll be definitely there to contribute whatever I can for the welfare of this Judicare Academy. And with this, I thank everybody.
First of all, I congratulate founders of this Judicare Academy, Rohit Kumar, Yogesh Lohia, who has organized this wonderful inaugural ceremony. I don't want to say, because we are basically teachers, once we have started talking, we'll talk more than 2 hours. But only one request I would like to make out my submission to Honorable Rohit Kumar, that the future of this Judicare Academy is definitely bright. But the teachers who are going to engage the classes in this academy, they must be very expert in the subjects. I do not want to comment our law teachers because I am principal more than 25 years, teacher as 50 years, isn't it? Basic things the student do not know. Distinction between contract and agreement. Distinction between fraud and misrepresentation. Distinction between Article 226 and 32 of the Constitution. Distinction between prohibition, writ of certiorari. So you appoint teachers who are devoted, the many persons do not know distinction between investigation, inquiry, and trial. These are the basic things in law, and that basic thing should be learned the persons who are going to join this Judicare Academy. Our law colleges, there are many law colleges in Maharashtra and in India. They are only producing the law graduates. They are not producing the successful lawyers. Successful lawyers can be produced only by such Judicare Academy. It is a responsibility to you people to produce the successful lawyers. So once more, I congratulate these pioneers, promoters, icons of the Judicare Academy. I am there to teach any subject you ask me without taking a single app. Only you call me, I will come and I will enlighten all those subjects which I can teach bitterly. I can summarize any subject in 3 hours. So once more, परत एकदा मी या दोन मान्यवरांचं मी मनपूर्वक त्यांना अभिनंदन करतो आणि त्यांनी या जुडिकेअर अकॅडमीचं त्यांचं भविष्यासाठी शुभेच्छा देतो. तुम्ही तुम्हाला बोलवलं, मला खूप आनंद वाटलं. Only in the name of Rohit Kumar, one share I will tell you, I will quote you. हमने तो जोड़ना सीखा है, तोड़ना सीखा ही नहीं. हमने तो जोड़ना सीखा है, तोड़ना सीखा ही नहीं. खुद टूट जाते हैं लेकिन छोड़ना सीखा ही नहीं. थैंक यू.
So, at the outset, I would like to congratulate Advocate Rohit Kumar and Advocate Yogesh Lohia for their timely initiative, because we need this. I would say that this is a joint venture. Joint venture because colleges are also included in this. The beauty of this joint venture is that it is for grooming of the law students as well as creating legal luminaries, you can say, lawyers of the new generations. So you all would agree with me that faculties in law colleges are overburdened with administrative as well as with technical work, maybe for NAC purposes or for university compliances. So it is a need of an hour. Now, colleges need strong hand of support. I don't undermine the efforts taken by colleges and faculties, but we need some strong support while doing all these things. So, you know that merely the degree of law is not sufficient for law students. It is necessary that they should have some X factors, some extra abilities, and for that, all this training program is necessary. So there are students get gold medal in university exam, but is it sufficient? No, it is not at all sufficient. It is not at all enough, because there are district courts, high courts, supreme court, and everywhere there is a different practice, different skill is required, different arguing skill, different drafting skill is required. For that purpose, training is necessary. So here, the Judicare Academy is coming up with the program which covers all these necessary aspects, or you can say practical aspects are covered in this. So I assure you that this Judicare Academy is not to supplant the law colleges, but it is to supplement and support the law colleges. So with this, I thank you all. Thank you.
Thanks to Judicare Academy and founder Advocate Rohit and Yogesh Lohia. So I'm very thanks to the Judicare Academy, and I think this is a very great platform which students you can invest and learn through this academy. I make a call of actions to all students. So kindly pass this message to enroll for this academy. Where more experts people can come here and they guide you. They not only guide, but they can mold you. So I'm very grateful and thanks to the founder of Judicare Academy, Advocate Rohit and Yogesh Lohia ji.